2, 3. Don't you ever be sad or lean on me when the times get bad. When a day comes and you are down in a river of trouble, I'm about to drown, but just hold on. I'm coming. Just hold on. I'm coming.
Hello. Welcome everybody to the Colorado IT Webcast number 2. I'd like to thank you for joining us today, and hopefully you can pick up some valuable information that we'll be teaching about. I'd like to thank you for taking the time out of your busy day, and hopefully we provide some valuable information for you to learn, and also for you to maybe gain some ideas so that we can bring some additional value in future webcasts for you. We have two guest speakers today. We'll have John Horstman giving us a marketing update, and we also have our fearless leader, global banker, Mr. Chris McGatt, who's going to speak some words for us. So I'd like to thank the technology team for doing this, and without further ado, here's Mr. Chris McGatt.
Well, Jesus, thank you very, very much, and thank you all for tuning in today. This is really an exciting day. It's a great way to be able to leverage technology and obviously demonstrate innovation in our business and what's going on every single day. I know you're busy. There's a lot to go over today, a lot to learn today, and a lot of opportunity today as well. And to help us, I want to remind everybody to help us do a better job in supporting you. And you can do that by making sure when you have an issue, you have a need, a desire, to send in a ticket, because it's that ticket process that activates the entire system and really does make a big difference. So today, we're going to be going over printing issues. We're going to be touching on, obviously, that's just passwords, how to best manage passwords, how to get the reset as quickly as possible if you ever have a situation where you got a password problem. Then we're going to roll from there right into a Q&A session to make sure that all the questions you've got are answered completely. My hat goes off to Jesus and the entire IT team for their innovation and their ability to make this happen today. I think it's a great way to get information out, and it's a great way to stay forward thinking. You know, there are a couple things I want to make sure we cover before we get going on today. First of all, Happy New Year. Secondly, great to see so many people, over 100 people, attend the Mastermind Summit yesterday for our first quartile. You know, one of the commitments we're making for 2016 is to ensure that education is available to you, innovative, inspiring, progressive, strategic innovation, education. And with that thought of education, I want everyone to know that we are so thrilled to be able to announce that we are the first company in Colorado to host the newest CRS class. It's the Elevate One Day. And it's really all about how to structure your business. So if you've been thinking about, you know, when's the right time to bring on an assistant, or how to make the assistant you have more effective, more efficient, a great opportunity. Also, trying to untangle or figure out teams, partnerships, co-ops, what might be best for you, all the way to how do you build a sellable business in real estate. That CRS class is a great solution. More details at cbagentinfo.com. We're proud to be the leader in Colorado and bringing that great CRS class here. The Ed Expo is coming right up on the 4th of February. It's an amazing day, packed not only full of keynote speakers, nationally known keynote speakers, but also some incredible breakout sessions to help ensure that this year is your best year ever. The day is $10. It includes lunch, so make sure you join us for that. And then also, coming up this year is really an AVP schedule like we've never seen before. It's fully scheduled for the entire year. It's a great way to reach out to your sphere, your past clients, and make sure that you're staying in the top of their mind when it comes to real estate. I think all of us would agree that 2016 is poised to be an exceptional year this year, but it's going to be critical that we've got the great communication tools in place to ensure that we stay front and center. Again, that's the AVP schedule for this year. Listing rewards is, oh my gosh, it's off with a great start this year. And we're thrilled about the new packages, our bronze, our silver, our gold. Our gold package coming in at $275, packed so full of great tools and great resources. Remember, CB Listing Rewards toddboards.com for all the details. But I think the biggest highlight to that program this year is our incredible commitment to quality print advertising in 3 different publications: 5280 Magazine, 5280 Home Magazine, and of course our long-standing relationship with Colorado Homes and Lifestyles Magazine. These are 3 amazing resources for you to be able to utilize in your business. So if you don't have the details yet, make sure you reach out to Todd Moyer. He can give you all the details, but don't miss the opportunity of being showcased in front of your clients and customers all year long in those publications. It's a $500,000 commitment that we're making this year to your success, so make sure we leverage that. And remember, there's so much to be found on the Gateway. Just go to nrtgateway.com, and in there, everything from the amazing InTouch program powered by Market Leader. It's a great CRM. It's a great way to be able to keep in contact, but so much more is there as well. Well, let's get on with the day. We've got a lot of great things going on. I've got John Horstman here with a quick update on some marketing details, and always a great resource. John, come on over, and I'll turn the screen over to you.
Okay. Thank you, Chris, for having me, and thank you, IT, and everybody here that's watching today. A few things I wanted to talk about was the opportunity for you to actually build and create your own website. And what we're suggesting that you do is actually go into the NRT Gateway, go to your CB InTouch, and build up your profile. This is the perfect opportunity for you to be able to create a website that's actually tied into Market Leader, Lead Router system where you are receiving this information. Nobody else in any other industry offers this kind of resource as far as being able to generate leads, maintain those contacts, bring those leads in, and make things happen for you as far as being able to filter and granulate and organize and structure your leads. So again, I encourage everybody to go into the NRT Gateway, go to the CB InTouch area, and take a look at setting up your profile. If you have questions, feel free to contact me. My email is john.horstman@coloradohomes.com, and we'll be able to help you to get you situated so that you are actually successful with your websites. And that is pretty much all I really have. Is there any questions that are coming through at this time?
No questions from the website, I don't think. But let's let's give them a second, because it usually takes.
Okay.
35.
Yeah, it'll take a few minutes. Let me pop in here so I don't know who.
There we go. Hi. By the way.
Oh,
Good to see you. Hi, everybody. It takes a few minutes. If you guys have questions for John, go ahead and submit them on the box that should be to my right. There's a little chat box there. If you're watching it on our website, you can submit your questions there. If you have them, go ahead and let's take them. And Shane's moderating it right now. And we'll go ahead and we'll have you come back and answer if there's any other questions. I think we'll jump right into the program then. I've got Jesus coming up next with a 2016 IT news update. So we'll welcome Jesus back to the program here.
All right, thank you, John, for that update. Thank you, Ryan.
Yeah.
All right, so everybody, just a quick little IT update for 2016. If you haven't heard already, there's been some exciting news when it comes to password changes. It was officially confirmed that password changes will now be every 6 months.
Wait for it. We got a drum roll or something for that, right?
Yeah.
How about big 6-month password?
6 months password. So, yeah, so that's very exciting news. So you will now only required to be changing your password once every 6 months. We think that's wonderful and great news. Secondly, I wanted to tell everybody about the Windows 10s that everybody's been asking about, whether they should upgrade or whatnot. So here's IT's kind of stance of how we've seen that it works best. If you buy a machine that already comes preloaded with Windows 10, we haven't really seen any issues within our environment with that. We have seen the issues when you upgrade to Windows 10. I know that everybody wants to upgrade. We just put a word of caution on that because we have seen where, things stop working after the upgrade and then you have to roll back. So what I would recommend is just to wait for a little bit until Service Pack 1 gets released. And then after that, all the bugs should be addressed and then you should be good to go. But we can't tell you yes. We can't tell you no. Our official stance is just do it with the word of caution that there could potentially be something that does not work after the Windows 10 upgrade. So with that, feel free to reach out to your local technician if you want to have a little bit of a further discussion on that, and we'll be happy to speak to you further on that. Lastly, Office 2016, for those agents that have already upgraded their personal Office 2016, we have a Zimbra connector for your Outlook that will make it work. We've successfully tested out in our environment for a few people, and we've had great success. We are still working on the Mac Office 2016 Zimbra connector. We have a support ticket with Zimbra open, and we're trying to make that happen as quickly as possible, because it will work, but there's a send receive auto feature that does not work right now, and you have to manually do that. So with that said, I'd like to thank you again for joining us today on IT Webcast number 2, and we're going to go into our first topic here, and hopefully you're able to find some of this information of great value. And please, when we send out a survey, I'd like for your honest feedback on that so that we can gather topics to address in the future webcasts. So with that said, I'll turn it over to our technicians who are going to speak on the first subject. Thank you.
Thank you, Jesus. Coming up first, we've got a segment that I know that you all battle with on a daily basis, not being able to print in the offices, maybe getting locked out, not being able to get on the Wi-Fi. I think you saw in our opening credits, there's a reason why we put it there, because I know everybody deals with it on a far too often basis, and I'm really happy, and that's why I spent all the time making the confetti and the balloons and the big ta-da for the 6-month passwords, because it's really going to help things. That was something that we had to, when you have to change it every 90 days, it doesn't lend itself well to you coming back in the office and everything being the way you remember it being. So first on the mic, together we got Ken Burns and Paul Wallachau. How's it going, guys?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. So let me get you. There we go. So talk to us about what you guys are going to introduce today. Who's going first? Are we doing Mac first?
Yeah, we can go ahead and do Mac first.
All right. Let me pull up the Mac. So let's lay you guys down here, and there we go. So we're showing you live on Ken's Mac here. And Ken's going to walk you through what to do if you can't print, correct?
Yeah, how to print.
Go for it.
So the first thing that's most important in printing is making sure that your credentials work correctly. The easiest way to do that for anyone at any point in any time is go to email.coloradohomes.com, and in that Zimbra portal, using that web interface, if you use your credentials, not using the den / but using just your credentials to log in, username and password, and if you're able to log into there, your credentials work. Once you know that your credentials work, then you'll be able to successfully implement what we're ready to show you here right now.
And Ken, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you are in an office, you can also utilize the resource computers to
Absolutely, that's exactly right. Glad you said that, Paul. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and go forward. And so the first thing you're going to want to do is if you'll notice on the screen here, is you're going to want to go to go, and you're going to want to hit connect to server. And then once you hit connect to server, you're going to bring up this page here. And what you're going to do is you're going to type in the den / and then your office. In this particular situation here, since we're at the Denver Tech Center, it's DTCC dash and whatever. It'll always be FP1 as the last part of that. And then you're going to hit connect. And then you're going to go over here to EQ Office. And once you click on EQ Office, which I already have open, EQ Office, it's going to take you to EQ BAT files. And then you're going to go over here to link to CBRB printers text, and you're going to use the Alt Command option.
and you're going to drag this over to your screen right over here. And I already have a link there, so I'm not going to put another one. And that link will look just like this right here. And then once that is on there, you're going to go ahead and close this window. And you're going to go over here to printers and scanners. And you're going to use the plus right here to add a new printer. And after you add printer or scanner, then you're going to go over to Windows, where it says Windows, and you're going to go to DEN, which is your server. You're going to click on DEN, and you'll see here it's going to bring up the server, which is, again, in this situation, it's DTCC-FP1. It'll always be FP1. We'll let you know that's the server. So you're going to be looking for that. And then it'll typically take a few moments for it to populate from the server. It takes a few moments for it to talk, and then once you do that, you're going to want to go ahead and click on whichever printer you want to use. And then you're going to go down here to choose a driver. And you're going to hit Other. And then you're going to come up here to the search. First of all, you're going to want to come up to the search, and you're going to type in...
You can't search because we're not in a directory.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
If you go back.
Okay. Let's cancel this and let's go back.
Let's re-add that. So down on the
Just for clarity, we're adding printers now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct. We're going to hit Select Software.
Okay, instead of Other.
And the Konica, which will be installed, will be in there.
Great. And so the Konica, you're going to type that in there, which will be in there, and you're going to hit 654 PS. And then you'll hit OK, and then it'll go ahead and install that in there.
And since every office has the same printer, the printer install will have the same model for every office across the Front Range.
Absolutely. Any other comments, Paul, on that?
No. One of the other things that people have issues with on the Mac is they get an authentication failed and cannot print their document, and that shows up down in the a print icon will appear down in your taskbar. Well, one of the things that people do is they save their credentials, which on a Mac we do often encourage that, and what happens is they get locked in with an old password. Then their password changes, and their computer still thinks it's got the old password, so we need to go into keychain access.
And that is found under Utilities.
Exactly.
So we're going to go to Utilities, and then we're going to go to Keychain Access.
Does
Now-
it usually jump up and down and says something like hold for authentication?
Correct,
Yeah.
and sometimes it'll pause your printer. Now, keychain access is not only pertinent in this situation, but for all you Mac users out there, when you're having trouble logging into a website or to another computer on your home network, a lot of times it saves a password that has been changed, and therefore keychain access is your main area on your Mac to delete old stored credentials.
Yep, so it'll maintain credentials for just about everything that you do on there that you need to use credentials for.
Right.
So you're going to double click that, and you're going to go through and find what you're looking for.
Easiest way, I think, is if you go search like the branch office name or den sometimes.
Yeah,
Den
search
dash.
Den. So like for instance, Den dash. And as you can see right here, it'll bring that information up right there for the network password and information.
Right. So what you guys are seeing on the screen right now is a credential that was cached for the branch server, which is den-dtcc-fp1. But in addition, there was a password cached for a specific printer in that office. So to remove all possibilities of that being your issue, remove them all.
Let's recap. So the easiest way, say you come in and print, and it's jumping up and down, the printer icon's bouncing around on the bottom. It's got a red mark on it that says hold for authentication. You're going to hit Command Space Bar, type in keychain, basically to get to Spotlight. So that's the way I
Either that or go through the Go menu and go through
Sure.
Utilities.
And then go into keychain, search den dash, it'll find whatever saved in there and just highlight it and say delete. Is that?
That's basically it. The reason I didn't want to go into the spotlight search, a lot of Mac users out there still have an older OS that doesn't have that quick spotlight access. So for you folks who don't have that newer option in Yosemite or in El Capitan, you guys just go to the Go menu at the top, scroll down to Utilities, and that's where you'll find your keychain access. One other keynote that people have been hung up on, when your printer is bouncing down in your toolbar, you have to click on it, and you're going to see a print job that says hold for authentication. You need to delete that print job out, because once you authenticate again, it will not auto print and pick up where it left off. That job is pretty much a goner at that point.
Yeah, you can't restart.
Exactly. So it needs to be deleted out of there. Go into Keychain, do your thing, remove the cache credentials, and then go ahead and reprint that job again.
Gotcha. Okay, good. Awesome. That pretty much covers the Mac, right?
Yeah, that covers the Mac.
Now, for the PC, we have, let's grab a different laptop. We'll show you guys.
No, same one.
We'll show you. Oops, wrong one. There we go. That's a nice trick. Modern photography, you can use a virtual machine. So you got Mac and the PC all in one.
So you got me live?
Yeah, you're good.
All right, so we just showed you keychain access. Now, the Macs and the PCs are different, similar but different. The Mac has keychain access. Windows has what they call Credential Manager. So the first thing I want to show you, I'm running Windows 10. This is available on all machines, the Credential Manager. Basically, the easiest way that I go through it is I go to the Start menu, and I just start typing Credential. This works, I know, on Windows 8. I know this works on Windows 7 as well. So we're going to open up Credential Manager.
Let's go full your desktop.
and are going to need to print.
So in regards to those credentials issues, when we talk about managing credentials, if by chance I've fat fingered and typed in the wrong password too many times and I need to have my password reset, do I also need to go in there and eliminate that certificate out of there as well?
The certificate will not get populated if
Okay.
you've entered an incorrect password.
Okay,
It will only populate based on a successful login.
okay.
And just for those of you who do lock your account out, you might get a prompt on the screen that says your account's been disabled. By default, the company will release your password lock after 15 to 20 minutes based on server criteria we don't want to get into right now. You can also contact the help desk at 877-678-4357. They will be able to unlock your account instantaneously. One of the keys that I want to point out to everybody is don't be too confident and hang up the telephone until you successfully get logged in. Sometimes the help desk, the first unlock isn't successful. You've just waited a couple of minutes on the phone and now you're no further than you were before. So I say stay on the phone until you can actually log in and do what you need to do before you let the help desk go.
That's good advice. I like that. Yeah, that's good.
Perfect. Okay, great. So anything else on the PC that you guys would recommend? As far as we covered, we can't print. It's basically the same. So you're saying if you get locked out, you could always go to one of our workstations in the back of most offices and try and log in and see if your password works.
That's typically a good place to check it, right?
Right, and the resource computers are great to test this because they will officially tell you that your account's been locked, where your printer script on your personal laptop won't always give you that feedback.
That makes sense. Great. Well, then that pretty much sums it up. If you guys have questions, pop them into the box to the right, and we'll answer them all at the end of the show. We're all here waiting for you to give us some feedback and tell us what we may have missed and cover it then. So if there's something we went too fast through or you missed something, just pop it in the box here and we'll cover it at the end. Great, thank you guys.
You bet.
Yeah.
You bet.
All right, so next up we've got Shane Tanner coming up to do a segment on setting up if you have an Android device. And getting your Android to print, or not print, not yet, we're coming on that. Getting your Android to work with our Zimbra email. How's it going, Shane?
Doing well, thanks.
All right, cool.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we have, let's get Shane in here together, and let's get your desktop set up, sorry. There we go.
Sorry, I think I
You're
moved
okay.
my chair.
Oh, don't worry about it. You're good.
Okay, hello everyone. Thanks for watching the show today. I am going to show how we set up your Zimbra email account on an Android phone. So, and keep in mind, with Android devices, there are multiple ways to complete the same objective. So, I'm going to show you how I do it. And then if you have any questions, feel free to ask at the end of the show during the Q&A session. Okay, so first off, you're going to go into the settings of your phone. And as I said, there's a couple ways to do this, but this is how I like to do it. So you're in the settings, you're going to go down to accounts and sync. Okay, and then you're going to add an account using the plus sign at the top. Now your screen may look a little different, so keep that in mind, but you're going to add an account. And we are going to select Exchange Active Sync, or some of your phones might say Corporate Sync. So, and then we just enter our Colorado Homes email address. And the password. Now, some Android devices out there, this will be the only step you need to do. It will auto-discover. So let's see if my phone will auto-discover. Okay, if you get a certificate warning, go ahead and click Trust. Okay, now this is the screen. It's asking what we want to sync. Typically, folks select all these items, which is how I like to do it. So I'm going to select all these items. Now you do have some other options here. Push mail, that means when someone sends you an email, it comes to your device immediately. Whereas if you do every 15 minutes, that means your phone will check for new email every 15 minutes. Helps to save battery power. I use Smart Sync, and that my phone will do its best to try to see how I use email and adjust its syncing accordingly. So I'm just going to leave everything here on the default settings and click Next.
What, Shane,
Now, one of the things, say they don't use our calendar, that you just turn that off, right?
Correct.
That would probably be wise not to clutter up the default calendar with a bunch of ones you don't use. What else maybe turn off?
Well, let me go back to
Sorry.
screen here. Let's see. Well, see, I like to sync all my calendar items. A lot of folks don't use tasks, so that could be one thing they could uncheck.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
I know that a lot of people sometimes, as far as on my only experience with an iPhone, and sometimes like when you have all the calendars on there, you start adding things by default. If you don't have the right one as your default calendar, sometimes it gets on the wrong place. So just be wary of that. Like if you're setting it up, if you don't use it, turn it off. Right? I mean that's probably the best.
Yeah, good advice. All right, so, okay, now we have the option to call this account whatever you like. I call mine Colorado Homes, because then that way I know it's my work email, because I have several accounts coming into my phone, so I'm calling mine Colorado Homes. You can put in that field whatever you want so that you know it's your work email. And you can say make my default account, but I don't, because see, I use multiple accounts on my phone, so I am not going to check this button. But if you want that to be the main email account on your phone, go ahead and check that. Okay, and then we simply just click Finish Setup. Now I'm also going to go, if it doesn't auto-discover, I'm going to show you what settings you need to put in there. I'll click OK on any security policy pop-ups that you get. Now this screen here, you're giving the app permission to do these things should your phone fall into the wrong hands and someone tries to access your phone more than 10 times, I think it is. Your phone will get wiped.
So basically putting in a bad passcode at the front lock screen, correct?
Correct. And we have no way to get around that. So when it asks you to create a PIN code, make sure it's something that you can remember. So we're going to go ahead and accept all these permissions and rules here. Okay, and that's my personal email account, but here, see now here is my Colorado Homes email account here. Now on some Android devices, email, the body of the email doesn't come through. All you're going to see are headers like what you see on mine. But for the most part, it should work on most Android devices out there. Okay, and that's pretty much how you set it up using auto discovery. So now let me show you how to set it up if it doesn't auto discover.
That would never happen.
Okay, so I'm going to just delete this account and then we'll re-add it using manual settings. Okay, so, and I like to add accounts this way. Go into settings, accounts and sync. And then we're going to click the add button or the plus sign.
Do they have to be on our Wi-Fi or anything like that to get this to work?
Nope, you just need to have internet wherever you're at.
So they could just have their regular old cell phone connection. They could do it at home.
Correct.
You can watch along and play right now. Play the home game.
Okay, so here's the manual setup. So let's go and get some of this stuff re-added. Okay, now I'm going to select a manual setup here. All right. Server address, that is going to be email.coloradohomes.com. Domain, we don't need anything in there. All right, let's see, where am I here? Username. Oop.
Typically, that's their email address, correct?
Correct. So username is going to be your full email address.
So it tries to be helpful and put this stuff in for you, but you do have to change a few things,
Yes,
right?
correct. Okay, and let's see, was that all the fields? Okay, and then we do require SSL connection, so make sure you leave that checked. And now here you can just hit next. Okay, and now we're back at the settings screen asking what we want to sync. So my preference is I like to sync everything that I can, so I'm going to leave these all checked. I'm going to use, instead of push mail, I'm going to use Smart Sync, but again, that's a choice of personal preference. If you have a battery in your phone that doesn't last very long, you probably want to go to either Smart Sync or every 15 minutes. So now we click or touch next. Okay, and I'm going to call mine Colorado Homes. Okay, and then we say yes to the security policy. And there's one little bit on this that I unfortunately did not think to consider. If you do not already have a PIN code set up on your phone,
Oh, right.
we do require that if you have email delivered directly to your device, you do need to have an 8-digit PIN code. Unfortunately, for this segment, it's not going to ask me for the PIN code because I didn't think about that part. But after you add your account, it will prompt you to set up an 8-digit PIN code. Now, if you already have a PIN code on your phone, it's going to ask for your current PIN code, and then it will prompt you to change that to an 8-digit PIN code.
That makes sense.
So, with that said, can you think of any other questions or?
No, again, so we can do it on any Wi-Fi. You can do it on, you don't even have to be on easy. Again, I would not recommend doing RE Wi-Fi, right?
Oh, yes, that is correct. Yeah, mobile devices we usually want to use set on easy Wi-Fi for wireless connectivity. The big plus with that is it's one password that lasts for 6 months, is it? Yeah.
Don't have the same as theirs now.
Yeah. So that's the benefit of easy Wi-Fi. Now your computers and devices that you print from will need to be on RE Wi-Fi 3. So, all right. So do we have any questions?
I think, Ken, do you see anything for Shane right this second, or
is it for Q&A? You can always ask your question at the Q&A too. We're going to have Q&A at the end of this show.
Perfect.
Feel free to save up those questions for me then, and I'll be happy to answer.
All right. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Great job.
Yeah,
Great
thanks
job.
for having me.
All right, great. So now we were going to bring up, let's pull this up. And me.
This is so nerve-wracking.
Way too big. Hey, how's it going? So got a new toy for Christmas. I got the new iPhone 6s Plus. It's literally as big as my head. I'm ashamed to say. But we wanted to go through some of the new features, maybe in case you haven't upgraded yet, maybe you're thinking about upgrading. Here's just a few kind of tips and tricks. So some of the neat things that they added with this phone, they've got this thing they call peek and pop. So in the glass, there's actually it's pressure sensitive. So the harder you press, if you click on mail, for instance, you see it pulls up this kind of almost like a right-click menu if you were on a PC. They call it the peek and pop. So if you wanted to pop in and see my inbox, or on the phone, if my only favorite is my mother, I'm sad to say. Hi, Mom. So if we wanted to FaceTime Mom, we could do it like that. Messages, same thing. That your top contacts. Imagine that my wife is there. But it's kind of neat. Like with apps like Waze, if you don't already use it, it's a really fun way to do maps, Google Maps. Get you place to place. It's got police reports and traffic and all that stuff. But if you hold down on it, you can just hit that and just say, "Hey, drive me home," and it'll pop right into the app and start your route home. Same, I think, with Facebook. You can just go right in to take a photo, and then that leads me to the other thing. The camera on this phone is vastly upgraded. So here, I'll give you a kind of behind the scenes look at what we're looking at here. We've got, I think it's 18 megapixels now. Am I correct on that? They finally have changed this to give you some better optics, because they were pretty bad. I mean, they haven't changed since the iPhone 4S. So that being said, you've got 4K video. You've got slow motion is also in there. So a lot of fun, cool things that. Maybe if you're thinking about upgrading, this is a great device. The iPhone 7 is right around the corner, like it always is. I think they're forecasting October for that. So if you can wait 9 months for that baby to arrive, I think there's some exciting new features. They're talking about. Here, let me get rid of this before we make everyone sick. They're talking about getting rid of the headphone jack on the bottom and going to USB-C, which is basically like a blade connector, like your dock connector. So you can actually get the phone even smaller than it is now, which is almost ridiculous to say. There's been some talk about maybe having an SD card slot in it finally, but I wouldn't hold your breath on any of that stuff. So again, if you have questions about the new iPhone, if you've got, if Santa Claus brought you a new one of these and you want us to get it set up, open up a ticket. It's, again, like Paul said, 877 NRT help is how I remember it. And just let them know, what you need done, and we'll be more than happy to get this stuff set up for you. I know a lot of you probably have some new toys out there, new laptops, new iPads, new phones, Android, iPhone, either way. We're here to help. So get those tickets put in, or ask your OA to help you with that if you've never done it before. But it's a really easy process. They won't bite. They'll just ask you a few questions, get your name, your info, and what you need from us, and we will get it taken care of for you. So with that, we'll go into to Q&A. So let me get rid of the phone here. And do we have anything? No questions? Okay. That's fine. That means we did a great job, right? Cool. So I will pitch it back to Jesus, and he will close us out. So, Jesus, you have the floor.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Ryan. And again, I'd like to thank everybody for having joined us today. Hopefully you picked up some valuable information. I'd like to thank all the team here, Shane Tanner, Paul Wolochow, Ken Burns, and especially Mr. Ryan Masfeller, who's the next J.J. Abrams in upcoming. He's running and producing this show. So we have a lot of fun bringing you information and topics that you are able to give us feedback on. So I will send out another a survey in regards to how important this was and what topics we can cover for you next time. So we will tease when the next one will be coming up here relatively shortly. We just like to have enough information to produce a good show for you. So again, thank you for your time. Thank you for Chris McGadd and John Horson for giving us updates. And we really appreciate your help in bringing IT value up for you to be able to provide a better service overall. And please, any comments or questions? Oh, okay.
Yeah, we've got someone asking how to set up trying to set up their Colorado Homes email on an iPhone. Now, we showed this in our last webcast, but I'd be more than happy to go over it again. So let me pull up my phone here. I'm going to ditch you for a second, boss. No problem. And then, all right, so let's get this let me get sideways here. So it's essentially the same way you do it on an Android. So go into settings, go into scroll down just a ways here to mail, contacts, calendar items. Wait for the phone to catch up. You see I've already got one set up here, but all you have to do is hit add account. You click on exchange. Here you type in your email address. So I'll put in mine is Ryan at coloradohomes.com. Nice little nifty trick there. If you hold down the period, you get this little menu. You can get .com, .net, .edu, all that fun stuff. You don't have to sit there and type it out. Put in your password, which I'll skip at the moment because it's going to be clear as day. If you guys want to check my mail, please feel free. But that's it. You just have to put in your email address, your password there. Hit next. It will go ahead and here. Let me see if I blank this and just pop it in real fast. If I remember it, I just change it. See, even the IT department has trouble with this. So it's going to verify. It's giving me an error message saying that it can't because an identical exchange account already exists. So I'd have to take it off to show you, but that's it. It purely is all you have to do. On this menu right here, I would change this so it doesn't say exchange. Make that say like Colorado Home so you know what's up, Paul? Right. Yeah, Paul. So Paul said that even though it's the best device out there, a little dig it. It sometimes you need to give it. It'll ask you what the server name and everything is. It's exactly like Shane told you. It's email.coloradohomes.com. If it asks you for a username, use your full email address. So in my case, it would be ryan@coloradohomes.com. You put in your password. Again, change the description at the bottom and hit next. Now, by no means do we expect you guys to know this and live it and breathe it like we do. If you don't feel comfortable doing any of this, always feel free to open a ticket, and we'll be more than happy to help you do it. There's also I don't have it queued to show you real fast. There's also there was a auto config setup on the Zimbra landing site, but we'll put that link in the description down below. That one's really too. If you have trouble doing it the old-fashioned way through settings and add an account, you can use this auto config, and it works really well. It'll work even on your iPad too. So all these settings are the same with any Apple mobile device. So with that, do you guys have any other questions from the audience? Okay, cool. Well, yeah. Again, if you run into issues, just let us know. Open a ticket, and we'll be more than happy to get you guys all taken care of. And that, I'll go back to Jesus. Any last words?
Well, no, thank you, Ryan. That was great. Somebody asked a question. We were able to get that addressed. So I just want to thank everybody for coming back and joining us for IT Webcast number 2. And then be on the lookout for IT Webcast number 3. And hopefully we can bring you a more different topics and help you out with some more information. Again, if you have any questions or if we can help you with anything, please call in a ticket. We'll be more than happy to help you out and get things addressed for you. So thank you, everybody, and have a good day.